Have you noticed that the simple payment app on your smartphone powers nearly half of all real-time digital transactions in the entire world? Every time you scan a QR code at a local tea stall or transfer money to a friend, you're using the world's largest instant payment network. Namaste, I'm Anuradha and you are watching Organiser. Every single day, hundreds of millions of people use UPI to buy groceries, split bills, and pay to merchants. But how did this massive transformation happen, and what made India the undisputed world leader in instant digital payments? It all started under the Digital India Initiative. The Government of India launched this flagship program on July 1st, 2015. The goal was to transform India into a digitally empowered society and a knowledge economy. The government backed this mission with dedicated budget allocations. In the financial year 2015-16, the budget allocation stood at 1,465.80 crores with an expenditure of 1,384.50 crore. By December 1st, 2025, expenditure for 2025-26 stood at 2,660.32 crore, which also includes provisions for the Indian AI mission. According to the State of India's Digital Economy Report 2024, by ICRIER, India ranks third globally in the digitalization of its economy. This strong digital infrastructure forms the core foundation for Viksit Bharat 2047. Now let's understand how this UPI began and how does it work. Under this broader digital vision, the National Payments Corporation of India launched the Unified Payments Interface UPI on April 11, 2016. Regulated by the Reserve Bank of India, UPI runs on top of the Immediate Payment Service Protocol. Major banks rolled out UPI-enabled apps in August 2016. UPI replaced long-term banks' account numbers and IFSC codes with a simple virtual payment address, mobile numbers, or QR codes. It enables instant 24/7 interbank transfer for both person-to-person and person-to-merchant payments at net zero cost. It secures transaction using two-factor authentication, UPI pins, and end-to-end inscriptions. Now let's put up on the light on the subject of how massive has UPI's growth been over the past decade. On August 25, 2026, UPI completed 10 years of operation. The numbers behind this decade of transformation are staggering. In financial year 2016-17, UPI recorded just 2 crore transactions worth 0.07 lakh crore. By financial year 2015-26, annual transaction crossed 24,162 crore, an increase of roughly 12,000 to 13,000 times. The total transaction value reached 314 lakh crores, growing more than 4,000 folds. By 2025, UPI accounted for 84% of all digital payments in India and processed 50% of global real-time digital transactions. In August 2025 alone, UPI processed 20 billion transactions worth 25 trillion. That equals nearly 7,500 transactions every single second. Today, UPI handles over 640 to 660 million transactions daily, surpassing global payments network like Visa. By July 2026, the ecosystem included 741 live banks processing 2,365.8 crore transactions worth 29.87 lakh crore in that single month alone. Now let's understand what new innovations keep UPI ahead of the curve. UPI continues to introduce features that make payments smarter and more flexible. Credit lines on UPI. User can access pre-approved small ticket loans directly through UPI. Banks like ICICI, Punjab National Bank, Axis Bank, and SBI pioneered the service, and platforms like PhonePe rolled it out in August 2024. UPI vouchers. Introduced widely in late 2024, these prepaid vouchers link to mobile numbers so recipients can redeem payments without linking a bank account. Third one is the UPI Circle, launched on August 19, 2024, following RBI guidelines. This feature allows a primary account holder to delegate payments access to up to 5 secondary users. It supports full delegation up to 5,000 per transaction and 15,000 monthly, as well as the partial delegation requiring primary PIN approval. Fourth one is the updated limits. The RBI raised UPI limits for tax payments to 5 lakh per transaction, UPI 123 Pay to 10,000 and UPI Lite Wallet limits to 5,000 with a 1,000 per transaction cap. Fifth one is the next-gen authentication. on device biometrics like fingerprints and face unlock, along with a Aadhaar-based face authentication for onboarding, and made setting up UPI easier for senior and first-time users. Last but not the least is the agentic payments. In late 2025, NPCI, Razorpay and OpenAI began testing AI natives conversational combos, enabling users to reserve funds and complete smart payment through conversational platforms like ChatGPT. Now let's understand how is UPI expanding across the globe. UPI has become a key instrument of India's soft power and financial diplomacy. Reports from the IMF in 2025 highlights that UPI as a global benchmark for interoperable payments. Today, UPI acceptance and cross-border remittance linked are live in 11 countries. The network operates in Bhutan, Nepal, Singapore, the UAE, France, Sri Lanka, Mauritius, and Qatar. In June 2026, NPCI International launched UPI acceptance in Cambodia with ACLEDA Bank and enabled cross-border remittance with Greece via Eurobank. On July 30, 2026, instant remittances went live between India and Maldives through their Fawara system. Now let's look at how does this mean for the Indian economy. UPI has democratized finance. A street vendor selling vegetables on the roadside now has access to exact same high-speed digital payment infrastructure as a multi-billion-dollar corporation. It eliminated the daily hustle of loose change, integrated millions of unbanked citizens into formal banking, increased tax transparency, and significantly curbed the shadow cash economy. 10 years in, UPI stands as a shining proof of what public digital infrastructure can accomplish. Simple, secure, instant, and accessible to all. Thank you so much for watching. If you find this breakdown insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep down analysis.